A-List member. Learn more at Braves.com/A-List.
Last night, the Braves took on the Phillies in the final game of a 3-game series, and after giving up 6 home runs in the first 2 games of the season, it didn't get much better last night. Braves had a 1-0 lead going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Andrew McCutchen tied it with a homer, and then later in the ball game, Bryce Harper came to the plate looking to add on to the Philly lead.
Carl fires again, and it's hit high in the air into that wind to deep right. It'll get way out of here. Towering fly ball to right field. As soon as he got it up in the wind, you knew the ballpark wouldn't hold it.
That made it 4-1 in favor of the Phillies. They went on to win 5-1. Shane Carl was ejected from the ball game in the bottom of the 7th after hitting Rhys Hoskins. And just a bad night altogether for the Braves. 9 walks out of Braves pitchers last night. 20 walks in the 3-game series. Braves at home for the first time in the season this evening. 7:10 Eastern, 6:10 Central of the first pitch as the Braves welcome in the Chicago Cubs. Southpaw Sean Newcomb gets his first start of the year, and he takes on Kyle Hendricks. I'm Ben Ingram, and this has been your Atlanta Braves Radio Network update.
Sports on WIFO this morning brought to you by Harris Ace Hardware.
Great products, low prices, helpful service. That's Harris Ace Hardware. Harris Ace is your place for Yeti coolers, Traeger grills, Costa DeMar sunglasses, Calcutta Renegade coolers, plus Harris Ace is your hometown dealer for yellow wood treated lumber. Harris Ace will not be undersold on price, so you know you're getting the best price at Harris Ace. Your favorite place for hardware and lumber supplies is Harris Ace Hardware, West Cherry Street in Jesup.
It's time now for the latest in local sports and sports. Wayne County's baseball team set for a doubleheader today, weatherman permitting. First game set for 4:30, then the second game at 7. Again, New Hampstead, the opponent, a region opponent in town today. It all depends on the day's weather. We'll keep you posted. Checkers won that series with Ware County, winning Friday's game in Waycross by a score of 11-3. Jasper Stanfield, Ray Tynes, and Blakewood all pitched in the win. Jasper Stanfield, Luke Boykin, both 2 for 3 at the plate. Checkers improved to 4-2 in region play, 12-10 overall. After the win, we talked with head coach Justin McDonald.
Up here on a Friday night. Coach, it's been a big week for you. Had your boy's birthday party, 3-year-old. He was having fun tonight. He's still opening presents. He's having a good time.
Yeah, the bad part, we didn't tell him tomorrow it's not his birthday anymore. So he's been thinking it's his birthday all week.
That was a lot of fun last night. Just a great kid, 3-year-old. And then he was born the same day JD was born.
That's correct.
So JD be 22 today.
I don't think that's just I think that's a God thing there. I don't think that's coincidence. I just think that happened for a reason for that to happen. So
before we left, I saw that plaque that's at home plate. If nobody's seen it, you need to go by it. It's amazing when you read that, the accomplishments that JD had during his high school career. He was going to Southern and tragically died in that accident. But to read his stats, how many innings he pitched, the no-hitters, strikeouts, so it's just amazing.
Yeah, our kids were talking about it in the locker room today before we left, talking about what the day was and what it meant to them. And as long as I'm here, that's never going to go away. It's always going to be here. And nobody wears that jersey number, and that's for a reason, because he left a legacy here. And I'm fortunate that I had played a small part in his life and get to be around him. And our kids understand what he done and what he brought every single day. And our kids, there's a reason we park on that side of the ballpark now, so we can walk by that every day, and that's me included. I look at it every single day, and you have a memory pop up, and I know it just encourages you to keep going every day.
Well, we got the runs early tonight. Something I noticed, you can maybe comment on it. It just seemed like we were more aggressive to play. A lot of first pitch swings that I haven't seen during the course of the year. It looks like we were more aggressive and putting the ball in play early.
Yeah, we're aggressive on pitches that we can hit. One of the biggest downfalls, we can hit. That's not been the factor, but high school kids have a tendency to get themselves out, and I think that's some of what we've done early in the year. And it is contagious, and as you saw in this game, hitting is contagious, and one after the other, and keep building, run the bases hard, play sound defense. Unfortunately, a guy that had some blunders there at the end of the game that kind of skewed the excitement. But again, this is a great win. A lot of people don't know that's our second road win. I know we won at a neutral site against Lambert at Parkview, but this is our second road win on somebody else's field. So we got to learn how to win on the road, especially next week and the last few weeks of the season. And again, we control our own destiny, and we just got to continue to get better. And it's fun to these kids now, and that's the big thing. That's one thing that baseball sometimes you start focusing on everything that goes on between the lines, and if it's not fun, all that's pointless. And these kids are having fun right now, and they wanted me to run a sprint with them before the game. I had to do it, and I was breathing hard. I was making fun. It was nice and relaxed before the game, and I think that's what you got to have. And this group responds to that, and plugging some guys into the lineup, and they're responding. So
the pitching's been phenomenal. Another good outing by Sasser Stanfield. That's twice in game 3. Goes out and gives you a one-hit performance. Townsend, again, relief is good. Blake give you good effort. Got to be happy with where your pitching staff is at this point.
Yeah, we do, and we got guys that are still in there that we can run out there that's having to get work in bullpens, and maybe they'll get some next week. But you can't overlook New Hampstead next week. We got to win all 3 of those to give ourselves a chance for that big series of last week. They play Statesboro 1-0 and Statesboro beat them in 8 innings 1-0 on Wednesday. So you can't take them for granted. So you got to come ready to play, and we'll have them 2 times at our place on Monday and turn around and go there on Thursday. But again, we got to enjoy this one for the weekend. Come in on Sunday, have a light workout, and get ready to go Monday.
And once again, the doubleheader set for today. First game at 4:30. Weatherman Pruitt will keep you posted throughout the day. JV also won Friday in Waycross. They won at extra innings 10-8. Game went extra innings, and they won it in the 8th inning, scoring 2 runs on the top of the 8th. JV set to play Richmond Hill at Richmond Hill Tuesday at 6. Soccer action Friday. Wayne County boys win 4-0 over Ware County. Goals by Finn Ogden, Alex Browning, Matthew Vanderveen, and Juan Flores. Most of the other sport teams have this week off as it's spring break in Wayne County. Again, most teams get back in action next week. NCAA March Madness down to the Final Four. Only one number 1 seed advanced. That's Virginia. They survive and advance after being knocked out last year in round 1 as the number 1 seed. Virginia defeats Purdue to the regional to advance to the Final Four. They win the South Regional. In the Midwest, it was Auburn Tigers advancing to the Final Four for the first time in school history. They knocked out Kentucky on Sunday. They knocked out number 1 seed North Carolina on Friday. Bruce Pearl has the Auburn Tigers in the Final Four. This Saturday, they'll meet Virginia in one of those semifinal games. The other semifinal game will be Michigan State, who knocked out Duke yesterday, the number 1 seed. Michigan State will play Texas Tech. Texas Tech defeated Gonzaga, the number 1 seed, to advance to the Final Four. We'll have those semifinal games this coming Saturday, championship game a week from tonight. All that taking place from Minneapolis, Minnesota. But the Final Four is set. Again, it'll be Virginia and Auburn in one semifinal, and Michigan State and Texas Tech in the other semifinal. Next golf tournament at the Pine Forest Country Club is the Wayne County Sheriff's Office golf tournament set for Saturday, April 13th, 8:30 a.m. shotgun start. It's a captain's choice 4-person scramble. Again, the entry fee is $300 per team. If you need more information, contact the Wayne County Sheriff's Department this week or the Pine Forest Country Club. Again, get your team signed up. Saturday, April 13th, the Wayne County Sheriff's Office Golf Classic at the Pine Forest Country Club. The Braves swept over the weekend by the Philadelphia Phillies. They have their home game tonight, opener, taking on Chicago Cubs. We'll have that for you on Big Dog Country, FM 105.5. But the Braves start 0-3. Pitching seems to be the problem at the moment. 20 walks in the 3-game series by Atlanta Braves pitching. That's going to do it for the latest in local sports. Sports is brought to you each and every day at this time by your friends at Harris Ace Hardware.
The first Doctor's Day observance was March 30th, 1933 in Winder, Georgia. The idea came from Eudora Brown Almond, wife of Dr. Charles Almond. March 30 was the anniversary of the first use of general anesthetic in surgery, which was used in a procedure by Dr. Crawford Long of Jefferson, Georgia. Georgia's Barrow County Medical Society Auxiliary proclaimed the day Doctor's Day. This special day was celebrated by mailing cards to physicians and their spouses, and also by placing flowers on the graves of doctors who had passed on, including Dr. Long. President George H.W. Bush signed a resolution recognizing the first National Doctors' Day, March 30th, 1991. In honor of their lifetime commitment to patient care, we salute all physicians